JoyFM. God bless you for such a wonderful opportunity given to some of us whose funds have been locked up since 2019, 2020. I personally, a young man then in my mid-30s, invested a huge sums of money. Since 2019, 2020, our funds has been locked up over 500,000 to 600,000 Ghana cedis. I have been to the office several times. I have petitioned them, all to no avail. For me to get my funds has been a very challenging one, and the reason they kept giving us is that they have an issue with the finance minister that was then Ken Ofori-Atta, and that is why our funds has been locked up. That is why they cannot pay us.
Good morning, JoyFM. Please, I've not slept for the night. God being so good, you started to talk about this problem with the banking. I was investing towards my medical bill. That was on the 4th of May 2018. I invested 16,000 Ghana cedis. And out of the 16,000 Ghana cedis, I took 10,000 towards my medical bills. Now, the money was not even enough for my surgery, so I couldn't do the surgery. So I was left with a balance of about 6,000. When I went back for my money, they tossed me to such an extent that I got frustrated, but I kept on because I didn't have money anyway. Finally, they gave me 900 Ghana cedis. The balance of about 6,000 is still with them. They changed locations up and down, and I kept on tracking them, tracing them. Finally, I traced them to the Octagon, and they gave me 476 cedis, 0.29 pesos. Out of 6,000, I almost died that day.
Good morning, JoyFM. Your topical issue this morning has wrapped my wound. I'm a victim to this financial cleanup in 2019, thereabout, when our money invested in now a thing of the past. Our over 50,000 Ghana cedi at the time. 50,000 Ghana cedi at the time could do a lot. But this challenge has led me to cause my children never to even go to school for 1 year, 1 term, because I also lost my job. My wife's financial standing is nowhere to drive home about. And day in, day out, we are on a platform and nothing can be said much about it.
And I think we can get onto the phone lines now and speak to Jeff, who's joining us. Good morning, Jeff. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning. I'm grateful for this opportunity.
Great, Jeff. Go ahead.
Yes, I am a victim to this financial system cleanup. We invested money in First Bank Financial Services. After I did my thorough investigation and due diligence, I was a victim of Men's. And then when they collapsed Men's, they told us we are not financially cautious. So we shouldn't just invest in any place, but invest in government regulation institutions. So before I say go investing in Men's Gold, it was my high risk. Now I came to investigate. I went to Security and Ethics Commission to find out if First Bank is in good standing. They showed me the statistics. They said it's among the best institutions. I saw the financial records and I put in money. After 20, before it's closed down, we have about 50,000. Look at 50,000 at the time. What it can do, my brother, when the incident came. Look, and just follow up to that, I lost my job. My wife is a peasant trader. So you can imagine how we left our life up to now. We are on a platform. People are complaining, collapsing thereabouts. Government doesn't care. You have institutions that is regulate our funds, and now they are being paid huge sum of money for regulating the institution. If nothing at all, to ensure trust, to instill trust in the citizenry, so that we know that it is safe to invest in government regulated institutions, pay us our money, no matter how this mismanagement attitude that is executed by the management. Pay the victims who are innocent. Then you don't let us deal with the money made of the institution. But you are they are telling us stories. Look at if that 50,000 or 50,000 paid now, what's the value of it? Could you imagine they said that last year my children didn't go to school for 1 year, 1 term. One,
It's the Indomitable Hero Pack promo. The goal is to win a trip to Disneyland Paris. We all have 8 comic books, right? I have won a PS5.
I can now be frank with you. I lost interest in investment in Ghana. I really feel offended when I hear on JoyFM, what do you call it, the Security and Exchange Commission advertising that we should be cautious in dealing with investment institutions, online investment. We should be cautious. We should find out how credible they are before we invest. I get hurt. If in those institutions, the people who are there, Security and Exchange Commission, they are not regulating the system well. Our money, they cannot refund it for us, and they are telling us we shouldn't put our money somewhere else when they cannot clean their backyard. So I don't want JoyFM to continue playing their advert because they're not doing the needful. We are ahead. JoyFM, thanks so much for the wonders you are doing. Keep.
Thank you very, very much. Okay. Thank you very much, Jeff. And that's why we are doing this today. We want to hear your stories and we want to help deal with this. You can also call us on 0302-216-541 and then 055-1111-997.
This message says, good morning. My name is Ruby. My husband and I worked abroad for many years. We relocated to Ghana in 2013. We heard many good things about NDK then, so we invested a big chunk of our savings with them, with the interest being reinvested until 2019 when we wanted to withdraw some of the money. Instead of giving us what we wanted, they drew up a schedule of repayment which never happened. And since then, we haven't been able to get any money. We even got judgment from the High Court against them for repayment of principal and interest, but nothing has come of it. Medical bills are piling up. We are suffering. This is Ruby. Now, this message here says, I invested funds with Gold Coast Securities. It was sheer wickedness and thievery for the closure of the investment companies. These heartless people not only refused to refund our funds, but tricked us and made peanut payments. Gold Coast customers have lost over 800 people. And the sad thing is, the value of the money has depreciated because of the zero interest rate applicable. They also reduced the value of the outstanding amounts. Why should this happen to us?
Let's get back onto the phone lines. And Claude is in Tema. Claude, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Winston. How are you doing?
Claude, God is taking care of his children.
Yes. Yeah,
kindly reduce the volume on your radio set and talk to us.
Okay. Is it okay?
I think it's better now.
Yes. I haven't done any investment, but my concern is about Pakwesi Indum's companies. I've heard in the previous government a lot of lamentation about his things that are being taken over. A new government has come. He's still on the radio. Is there something he's done wrong? I just personally cannot understand. Because he's invested so much in rural areas, and if that is what we can do to an indigenous investor, I don't think we are being fair to him, even at his age now. So if something can be done to support him, I think we should do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Claude. You can also join us on 0302-216-541 and then 055-1111-997. I want to hear your stories. Yes.
Edna in Dawenya says, I have funds locked up with a financial institution since 2019 and I've not received a penny. Currently, I'm jobless. And you can imagine the hardship I'm going through. It's not easy at all. And this one says, we, the members of the Locked Up Fundholders Forum, sent a proposal to the finance minister. He has either refused to read it or he's delayed to even look at it, according to our sources at the ministry. We are suffering, and the majority of us are on pension, so we are really suffering. Now, this message is from somebody who works with one of the big development institutions in the country. He says, Kojo, Winston, and Blessed, thanks to you for doing the Lord's work this morning. I'm a victim. I lost money with First Fund and have my lifetime savings locked up with NDK Financial Services. Even though the latter is still in operation, they've not been able to meet my persistent request for the past 6 years to redeem my funds. Kojo, it's been crazy. And I know this man, you'll be going on retirement very soon. And it's like his lifetime savings locked up.
That's the challenge. Well, let's get back onto the phone lines. And Papa is on the Spintex Road. Papa, good morning.
Listen, this Papa be on the line.
Please.
You know this bank with First Bank with a C.
Mm-hmm.
First Bank with a C. I have an investment there. My daughter and the husband as well. Even they have huge investment there. Personally, mine is that small, but it's very painful. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The amount of money that my daughter and the husband have invested in that First Bank with a C, and at the end of the day, because of this cleanup or whatever it is by Ofori-Atta and Nanado, I get my point. At the end of the day, we are just suffering for it. I get my point.
Yes,
we are just suffering for it. Why? And you run away to the US. You come and face the law and tell us what you meant by that cleanup and now money and all this things. In fact, let me just put it this way: we thank Ghanaians power for this voting out this NPP power. Seriously.
Thank you.
Let's go down. Yes,
thank you very, very much, Papa. BCU on the Spintex Road. And so we're hearing the stories of people who have invested.
Yes.
You can also join us on 0302-216-541 and then 055-1111-997. Yes, could you?
Deku from Medina says, Winston, I have investments locked up too. I believe this government needed some space when they came in. But now they have to take action and pay us at least something in the next budget. We did no wrong by investing in our country. And this is from Deku in Medina. This one says, the sad thing about my case is that when you ask your friends for help, you don't get help. And you have to borrow and borrow and borrow just to feed your family. I had 400,000 Ghana cedis in one of these collapsed banks. And so far, since 2020, I have not received anything. And I keep borrowing to support my home.
Could you hold on that bit for me? Let's get to Abilinkpe where Evelyn is. Evelyn, good morning.
Good morning. How are you all?
God is taking care of us. We believe you are also fine.
Yes. Thank you so much for bringing up this topic. Yes. So my case is about a firm that has been affected by the whole issue. So I work with another firm where, they invested some part of our funds into one of these financial institutions.
Okay.
So as at last year, and when all these things happened, these funds were invested so that in case there's a cash flow issue, they can fall on it to pay employees and to keep the business running. Okay. So when this one happened last year, for instance, and when there was a change in government and all that, there was a cash flow issue, and in fact, employees were affected because for months they couldn't fall on that money to pay employees, and there was a lot going on. You get it? So a lot of us were affected. For months we were not being paid, and all the explanation they were given was that funds were locked up. So we know we are not a financial institution, and we are affected. Employees, we hadn't invested our money, but the company did. So
okay.
Because of that, we were also affected.
And you've still not been paid?
They keep paying house and stuff like that because they are still talking about cash flow issues. So
Okay.
just give you part of your salary here and there. Sometimes there's delays and they'll give you parts and all that. So.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Evelyn. And it's the reason we're doing this today. We want to understand the scope of the problem. So you can also join us on 0302-216-541 and then 055-1111-997. And Kojo, you talked about a pensioner. Yes, while I've not been on retirement, I know And I've seen people who are on retirement. And it's because sometimes, look, many people in this country don't actually recognize that their salary is full of allowances. And their basic salary is not the best. So when they go on retirement, what state is going to give you may not be the best. At best, you're going to get 60% of your basic over the best 3 months, 3 years period. 60%. If you worked for 40 years, you're going to get, say, 80%. How many people work for 40 years? Lots of messages coming through. Kojo, let's read these messages.
This one says, good morning, Winston and team. Between my wife and I, we have close to 90,000 Ghana cedis locked up with a financial institution since 2017. This includes money we set aside for our children's education. In addition, we have suffered from DDEP heavily. This is BB from Ofanko. And this message from Nicholas Tete in Tamale says, oh yes, NDK, Osu. I have over 260,000 Ghana cedis stuck with them. I'm retired. I've been forced to relocate to the north so I can keep working to take care of my family. Charlie, it is not easy. Please get somebody to tell us something. And on the somebody, Winston says that is the president. He is leading the business called Ghana. So if thousands of Ghanaians are losing billions of Ghana cedi through a domestic exchange and a banking sector cleanup, for example, the president said he would institute a probe into this when he was in opposition. Now he's the president. He said he didn't understand why we're spending 21 billion for the banking sector cleanup, and he thought some 4 billion would be adequate. Let's look into it, number one, and let's get closure for people affected.
Exactly. And
so, and we expect the president to, as a matter of urgency, make this one of his priority issues, because people have died, people have lost their money, people's businesses are on the brink of collapse, because the small money they made, they put it somewhere with the expectation that they will get it back and put it in business. People saved money or invested money for their children's education. People saved money for their pensions, for their health. So, Mr. President, you said you do it, and we believe you should give us a timeline and immediately get this thing sorted. It's one of the things that you can do to reset people's pain. If you are in a period of reset, people are pained. People are in pain because they've lost a lot. People have died. It should not go without proper closure. Yeah. We need to get closure for people. We have some more messages, Winston. This one says, good morning, JoyFM. I have 30,000 Ghana cedis locked up with a financial institution since 2019. They called us to fill some forms in 2020 and organize some online meetings, but nothing has been heard since then. The money has devalued now, and I still want my money back. Now, good morning. I took my housing loan at my former workplace prior to retirement and invested with one of the investment banks. At the time of retirement in 2022, the investment had accrued about 150,000 cedis. All attempts to get my money back from them has proven futile. I have been on pension for almost 4 years, living in my brother's house. I'm unable to complete my house to move in. And my brother is also on retirement, waiting for me to move out so that he can move in. The situation is very serious. I know a lot of colleagues who have their funds locked up, and we need our money. Mauli in Sunyai says, Winston, would you believe a young man like me invested in 3 different credible institutions and I've lost all the money? The last group is still working, but they are not even responding. Would you blame me if I never invest again? Mauli from Sunyani. Now this is from Yao Intema. It says, good morning, Winston. I'm 60 years and I have 3 children at KNUST. My girl and 2 from my brothers. Winston, I don't have the means to support them now. It is my investments which I've been using to support them for their schooling. So when my investments go bad, just like the others, what happens to my 3 children and myself when I go on pension? Please, I'm begging the government to think twice. A lot of lives are in danger. It's not one person or one pensioner. They are touching many others. And if we get this issue sorted, it will help a lot of us. Thank you. This is Yao in Tema.
Okay. Now, stay with us. When we return after these messages, a lot more of your thoughts here on the Super Morning Show. We want to hear from you. We want to understand the scope of the problem. And, this morning we've spoken about, some of you have complained about Gold Coast Securities. Others have also spoken about the Amalgamated Mutual Fund. You've spoken about the First Fund. You've spoken about NDK. All of these things, we're going to be getting answers tomorrow here on the Super Morning Show. But first, stay with us. We'll be right back.